For any of you who may not remember, my name is Lonnie Lawson. I'm the CEO here. And I want to thank you for sharing your sons and daughters with us this week. We've had an absolutely incredible week, and I think you will learn that from your students. I hope you've already learned that from your students in conversations with them this week. We've had a lot of fun. We've had a few challenges along the way, but overall it's been a good week. This group has been one of the best groups as far as coming together as a large group that we've ever had in the Rogers Scholars Program. So scholars, I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for your hard work. I want to thank you for your behavior. I want to make sure that you enjoyed the experience, and I really enjoyed listening to your conversations with Mr. Duncan this evening because it gives us a lot of feedback on how we can make sure that the program is always the best that we possibly can. In my opinion, the Rogers Scholars is the very best thing we do here at the Center for Rural Development. We have the other youth programs, we have 2 national programs, and we have a lot of other programs that support 42 counties throughout southern and eastern Kentucky. But I will tell you that I really do believe that this program has the biggest chance of making a long-term impact on this region of anything that we do. If we can get these young people, and they are so bright, so creative, so talented, if we can get them to continue their education and come back home and make a difference, I guarantee you we can change this region forever. We've been going through a recession, as you well know, and times are tough out there, but we need these bright young minds coming back and helping us change this region for the better going forward. Scholars, I want to talk to you for just a few minutes if I could. We had some incredible speakers this week. You're going to hear from Congressman Rogers in just a few minutes that couldn't be here. He is so proud of this program, and everywhere he goes all over the district, Rogers Scholars is what people want to talk about, and I'm so proud of that. But if you would, please thank Congressman Rogers for his support and his making all of this possible for all of us for having the Rogers Scholars Program. So please thank Congressman Rogers, if you will. We also have a gentleman in the audience that's going to be our keynote speaker tonight that actually came up with this concept of what the Rogers Scholars Program is. He's run an intern program at his banks in Martin and Lawrence County, Lawrence County, for about 30-some years, 38 years now, Mike. And that was really, I think, what he modeled the Rogers Scholars after was the program that he had developed. But the concept was, how do we get more young people engaged in this discussion? How do we get more young people making a difference and letting their voices be heard? And you'll hear from Mike in just a few minutes, but I really do want to thank him. He served on my board, and I'll give him a much better introduction when he gets ready to speak. But please thank Mike Duncan for being here. Scholars, you had Governor Martha Lane Collins speaking to you this week, and I just think she brings an incredible message, such an inspiration for young ladies, particularly throughout our region. She comes from a small town in Kentucky. She went on to be a college president and then governor of the Commonwealth. To this day, still the first and only female governor of the Commonwealth. And what a great role model to pattern yourself after, and she had such a great message for you. You heard from John Channing, who is a vice president at Campbellsville University, to talk to you about leadership, what it means to be a leader, and how you can pattern yourself to be a better leader. You heard from Kenny Davis today, and was that an incredible story or what? I've heard it many years. We've had Kenny for at least the last 12 or 13 years, and I never tire of hearing his story. And parents, please get them to tell you about the story that Kenny Davis shared with them today. We did the video conference with NASA. I always enjoy those. They have such an incredible speakers bureau at NASA, and we always try to get someone that has a Kentucky connection to talk to these students, and they put it in such real world terms. I mean, when we think of NASA, we think of the astronauts and the rocket scientists, and most of them are rocket scientists, but they have an incredible speakers bureau that interact with schools, interact with youth programs such as this, and we're so thankful for them. And I want to give you a few little nuggets here, and if you get anything at all out of it, I'm thrilled. If you don't, then I hope I haven't wasted my time, but I want to give you a few nuggets that I hope you'll take something out of It's things that I wish somebody had shared with me when I was much, much younger in life. Maybe I would have made some better choices along the way. You never know, but it's just a few nuggets that I want to share with you. The very first one is be the best that you can be. No matter what challenge it is that you're undertaking or what project it is you're undertaking, whether it's your education, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's in your community service project, absolutely be the best that you can be. Stretch yourself. Go beyond what you think you can do. I saw a lot of you do it on Monday at the ropes course. There are a lot of folks told me that they were not going to climb, and I saw you climb. I saw folks that weren't going to swing, and you made that extra leap. So stretch yourself. Do the very best that you always can. Never give it anything less than your very best effort. And whatever you do in life, do it the very best you can. Broaden your horizons. Now, you heard Mike talk a little bit about this evening. What do I mean by broaden your horizons? Look and see what the rest of the world is doing. When it comes to a job or our economy, you're not competing with the county next door. Just because you had a football rivalry or a basketball rivalry, that doesn't mean that's who you're going to be competing with. You're going to be competing with students from China, from India, from South America, all over the world, Japan. So that's who you really need to focus in on and figure out what they're doing. Are they doing better in their education system than we are? Do we need to change our education system? Do they have a better work ethic? Look at all of those things in the world marketplace rather than what's going on in your home community or what's going on in the county next door. I will tell you that I've been fortunate enough to travel to several countries. I love several of the European countries. But one of the most eye-opening experiences I've had is I've had the opportunity to take a couple of mission trips to Brazil. I just went on another one this last February, as a matter of fact. I was down there for about 2.5 weeks. And we go into a town called Santarém, or a city called Santarém. It's over 300,000, so it's a city. We get on a river boat, go about 2 hours up the Amazon River, and then cut off and go up about 12 hours up the Tapajós River, out to these remote villages where they have absolutely nothing. They're very lucky if there's electricity in the village. There's no running water in any of them. There's no plumbing in any of them. Most of them don't even have windows. Of course, it's always hot there, so they don't necessarily need it other than to keep the mosquitoes away. But it was some of the most contented people I ever saw in my life. And I was arrogant enough, I guess, or foolish enough to think when I went down there that I had something that I could give these folks. And I will tell you that I got so much more out of that interaction with those folks than I gave them. These folks that have absolutely nothing, their health care, the closest health care they have is 12 to 14 hours away on a riverboat. So if you get bit by a snake, you better hope it's not a really bad poisonous one, because you probably don't have a whole lot of chance. But they are so content in their lifestyle. They're not caught up in, do I have the latest technology, or do I have the latest car, or do I have the latest gizmos, or the latest TV. They're extremely content in their lifestyle. There's a lesson to be learned there. It's not all about money. It's not all about things. It's about being happy in your life and finding what your passion is. And you heard Mike Duncan talk about that several times this evening. What are you passionate about? What is it that you want to do with your life? So broaden your horizons and look at what the rest of the world is doing. And then lastly, don't forget where you came from. Or as Bill Luckey, President Luckey at Lindsey Wilson always says, and I love this line, bloom where you're planted. I hear so many folks that seem to be embarrassed to be from Eastern Kentucky. And I will tell you that this guy is not one of them. I am so proud of where I'm from. Now, I even heard a little bit of gigging, I guess, on some of the accents in there this week. There's a lot of different accents from the eastern counties to the western counties. Don't try to hide your accent. Be proud of where you're from. We live in one of the most beautiful places on the entire planet. And yes, we have our challenges, but guess what? So do all of those other places. I don't care where you go, you're going to find challenges out there. And with your help, we can overcome those challenges. So be proud of where you're from. And this next one, you're going to roll your eyes, I think, just a little bit. You're going to be more like, as you get older, you're going to be more and more like your parents than you ever want to be. I guarantee you're going to be more like them. You go through a phase where you think your parents don't know anything. I did it. I've been there. But then as you get older, you see that they had your best interest at heart. I lost my father 5 years ago, and I still miss him every single day. There's so many conversations I still wanted to have with that man. So much wisdom that I didn't take advantage of when I had the opportunity. So be nice to your parents. They're actually pretty cool people. They have put their life on the line for you so that you can have the very best that they can possibly give you. And as you get older, I think you'll see that you will want to be more like them, and they're actually pretty cool people. Scholars, this world needs you badly. We need your brains, we need your creativity, we need your passion. We need you out there making a difference. So I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to be bold, be confident. And I saw so many changes in confidence from last Sunday until today in you guys. Take just that little window and look at what you did in 1 week and apply that going forward. Be confident in what you do. Be smart. It's okay to make mistakes. Learn something from those mistakes. So be smart. Be willing to change. Don't get set on one course and follow that course until the train runs off the track. Got to be a little bit flexible, so be open to change. This world is about change. Technology changes daily. This world changes daily. So be willing to change a little bit. And most of all, have some fun. Find what it is that you're passionate about. I tell staff here every single day, if you're not happy working here and this is not what you're passionate about, we have a great mission at the Center for Rural Development. But if you're not happy here and this is not what you're passionate about, life is too short. You really need to go find what it is that you're passionate about. And I'm going to say that to you guys. Find what your passion is. I couldn't believe all of the practicality of what you guys wanted to do when Mr. Duncan asked you what your dream was. He told you what his was. I'm going to tell you, I actually had two of them. My first one, I wanted to be a cowboy. My second one, I wanted to be an NBA basketball player. Guess what? I didn't have the qualifications for either one of those. But it doesn't mean that I didn't try. I played basketball until I couldn't play basketball anymore. I just wasn't tall enough or fast enough to be in the NBA. But find your passion. Find out what it is that just actually lights you up. When you wake up in the morning, what is it that you want to do that day that just absolutely lights you up? And go after it with everything you've got. And then I'm going back to one thing that I told you in our community service sessions. Get involved and make a difference. You absolutely can make a difference. One person can make a difference, and you can be that one person. So I really appreciate, first of all, that you applied to this program. I'm thrilled that you guys got into this program, and I thank you for being Model Rogers Scholars. You guys were absolutely incredible. So follow your dreams, dream big, as Martha Lane told you, and find your passion. Congressman Rogers, as I told you, is very, very passionate about this program as well. And when he can, he tries to come and speak to the program. He could not be here this week, but he still wanted to share a message with you. So if you would, listen to the comments from Congressman Rogers.
Congratulations on your graduation. I now consider each of you as ambassadors for Southern and Eastern Kentucky. I hope you've enjoyed your experience at the Center for Rural Development. Each of you received several letters of recommendation for your selection into this program, and it's evident that there are people who believe in you and see potential for you to make a difference in our region. you must also believe in yourselves. Continue building on what you've learned this week. Further develop your skills in leadership, technology, entrepreneurship, creativity, teamwork, and community service. All of those elements are vital to our future. Even with cutting-edge technology and lofty business ideas, we can't move forward and be competitive without the leadership to take us there. You've learned a lot about entrepreneurship during the last few days. When you consider who the most successful people in Kentucky are, you'll find they're often entrepreneurs. Without them, thousands of people wouldn't have jobs today. It's about more than money, though, in your wallet. A true entrepreneur fuels the local economy and impacts thousands of families. Our region is looking to you, our future. This program was developed to invest extra time, education, training into our young people. I want you to grasp the reality of the global competition we face as a nation. You must be determined to challenge yourselves and succeed. As you prepare to finish your high school careers now, you'll be faced with a lot of choices. Choose classes and projects that challenge you. Find community service projects to fill your spare time and stay informed about the constant changes in technology. Anytime you're viewed as a leader, you must also understand the moral obligation you've got to make, the good choices that you make, and to withstand negative pressures. As an ambassador, you're always welcome to join in some of our youth projects with Pride and Unite. You can organize your own Pride cleanup team, and we'll supply you with the gear that you need. Or you can organize a Pride club or a Unite club in your school. We also have several youth projects scheduled across the region with Operation Unite, like Camp Unite, or Shoot Hoops, Not Drugs. That's with former Wildcat star Jeff Shepard. There's a multitude of ways you can be a leader right now, at home. I look forward to seeing great things from each of you. Congratulations again, and I wish you all the best.
And he is passionate about the Rogers Scholars Program. And as I said earlier, the gentleman that we're about to hear from was one of the people that brainstormed and came up with this idea of the Rogers Scholars Program. Robert M. Mike Duncan. He's chairman of the board currently of American Crossroads, a political organization. And Mike has served as chairman, treasurer, and general counsel of the Republican National Committee. In his role as chair of the RNC, Mike helped raise and direct more than $400 million in political spending and strengthened RNC's voter turnout. Mike was elected as chairman of the Tennessee Valley Authority Board and served there several years. He stepped down as TVA chair in May of 2010 to become the founding chairman of American Crossroads. Mike has served on the campaigns of 5 presidents: Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, and George W. Bush. He served on our center board from 1995, the very beginning, 1995 until 2007, and he was chair of the board from 2002 to 2004. When they hired me as executive director full-time in 2002, Mike was my first full-time chair, and as I told the students earlier, my Rolodex increased dramatically when Mike was chair. He was a great mentor, a great role model, and just a great public servant. And we're honored to have Robert M. Mike Duncan come and share his thoughts.
Lonnie, thank you very much. Before I get started, I'll share a little bit about Lonnie's dream. It was like my dream. My dream was to be a country music singer and have a bus and tour the country. The problem was I couldn't sing. Well, Lonnie shared that with me. Lonnie couldn't sing cowboy songs, so he could not qualify to be a cowboy. That was one of his problems. Lonnie, I appreciate that great introduction. It kind of reminded me of when I was asked to work at the White House for President Bush 41 in 1989, and I'd come home that weekend after the decision had been made, and we were having one of those Sunday late dinners, the lunches that that we all have and enjoy in Eastern Kentucky. And the phone rang. My son jumped up and answered the phone. And he came back and said, "Dad, it's Time Magazine." And I said, "Oh, I'm not ready." Of course, I could smell the potatoes at that point, so I wasn't ready. I said, "Ask them if they'll call back in a couple of hours." So sure enough, I went in and I was just full of advice about what I wanted the president to do and where I thought the country should go and all those things. And I was ready. I wrote some things down, and 2 hours later, the phone rang. I picked the phone up. And they said, "Is this Robert M. Duncan?" I said, "Yes, it is." "Is this Robert M. Duncan of Inez, Kentucky?" I said, "Yes, it is." And the voice said, "Mr. Duncan, about your subscription." Well, that taught me a little lesson. Things aren't always the way they seem. But I can tell you what, this class of Rogers Scholars, our 15th class, is exactly what it seems. I had the opportunity this evening to talk with them about who they are, where they want to go, and what they want to do. And parents, you can be extremely proud of the students that you've raised. These people are mature. I've been coming to this program since the very first year, on and off. I've not met every scholar, but many, many of them. And this is absolutely one of the most mature and best classes that we've ever had. Well, tonight I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history of the program, the purpose of the program, and then a charge to the scholars on what they should be doing. Our 15th year of making a difference, our 15th year of changing lives. You know, Lonnie alluded to the day that this idea was born. Congressman Rogers and Bob Mitchell, some of you know Bob from London, who's worked here in Somerset for a long time, and I were sitting around. We were having a board meeting of the Rural Development Center, and Congressman Rogers kept pushing and he kept talking. We've got to do more. We've got to reach out. We've got to go all the way to Lawrence County, and we've got to go all the way down to Monroe County. We have to bring people together. And then we started talking about our personal experiences. He told me the story of reading, writing, and Route 27. When he was a young man, his friends and Congressman Rogers had to go away to get a job. We talked about the similarities. My cousins were in the same situation. In the eastern part of the district, it's reading, writing, and Route 23. We talked about, wouldn't it be great if no student had to go away to get the job that they want for the rest of their lives? And because of some of the life experiences I'd had and that he'd had, I said, I have an idea for you. And I kind of outlined a little bit about earning, learning, and serving, and the intern program that I was involved in, and some of the leadership development programs. And he said, well, write that down. Well, all we had to write on was a napkin. So I picked up a napkin, and I wrote through that, and I handed it to him, and he said, that's it. Well, later we reduced it to a real writing, but that's how the program was born. And tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about the purpose and what we were looking for when we came up with this idea, and how the Rogers Scholars Program fits in a bigger picture of leadership development, not just here in southeastern Kentucky or Kentucky, but in a bigger picture for the rest of the country. And I have some ideas and some charges for you that I hope that you'll take up, some opportunities in the future for you. We had 7 major goals that we were looking for, 7 major outcomes, professional educators would say, that we wanted to make sure that each scholar could take advantage of. When I spoke to the group tonight, they listed every one of these. So Lonnie, my audit is complete. This class got it. And every class in the last 15 years has gotten it. The first outcome we were looking for was the value of networking. It's bringing together the brightest and the best sons and daughters of Eastern Kentucky and letting you know it's okay to be smart. Letting you know that there are people out there like you. Letting you know how to get in touch with these people. How to make things happen, not just in your high school or your county, but across county lines. Because that's going to be important for you in the next few years, but it's going to be more important for all of us in the decades to come. We also knew that team building was extremely important, and we kind of had some early ideas how we were going to do that. The ropes course wasn't the first idea, by the way, but I think it probably was the best idea that we came up with there. You learned when to trust, how to trust, when to lead, when to follow. Those are important lessons. This group got that. The third outcome was career development. We'd noticed, and it's true to some extent still, that the high school guidance counselors were overworked. They had way too many students to really spend the time with to talk about higher education or vocational education or the dreams that the students had. So we wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity where students could come and dream and talk to people who knew about their dreams, talk to NASA about being a rocket scientist. I had an intern from Lawrence County who works for NASA, who is a rocket scientist. When I asked her what her dream was, like I asked you today, she wanted to go to the moon. Well, she didn't make it, but she runs the Hubble space program today from Lawrence County. We wanted to make sure that you knew the possibilities. And that's really turned into a great signature for the program because the local colleges got it. And they started sending people over and they started giving scholarships. Many of you tonight will benefit from being in this program, the scholarships that you will have when you go to school. The fourth goal that we talked about was a social goal. We wanted to make sure that we developed social skills. Lonnie alluded to it a little bit earlier. There are some people who have been ashamed to be from Eastern Kentucky. Like Lonnie, I'm not one of those. But there have been times in my life, I can remember when I was your age, and I told you tonight about the first time that I sat at a table that was fully laid out with a linen napkin and tablecloth and a finger bowl. Well, I didn't know what to do with the finger bowl. Luckily, I didn't drink the water in the finger bowl. But these are the kinds of things that you're going to need as you go out in the rest of the world to represent Eastern Kentucky and to lead. Yes, you will be thankful someday, guys, that you took ballroom dancing. It is a skill that will go with you the rest of your life, and I hope that you enjoyed that. Well, Rogers talked about a central mission of the program when he talked about entrepreneurship. We knew that there weren't enough entrepreneurs in Eastern Kentucky. In fact, we had a Harvard professor who was in the area at that time named Greg Dees. He's at Johns Hopkins now, studying entrepreneurship in Eastern Kentucky. And one of the things that he found out was entrepreneurs didn't have anybody to talk to because it might be 5 counties over before there was somebody who was doing the kinds of things that they were interested in. That we had to develop that spirit of entrepreneurship. And once you got one, you needed another, and when you had another, you needed a third, and that's what creates jobs for rural America. So that was a central part of our program. At that time, the internet was new. There was a lot of new technology going on, and we said, we want you to be able to have a Silicon Holler in Eastern Kentucky. We want the very best equipment and accessibility in the country. In fact, the day that we opened this facility, we had this stage up, and the Secretary of Commerce of the United States was in South America at the time, and he pushed a button, and a robot here cut the ribbon on this building. So keeping up with cutting-edge technology. Today, if you look at some of the technology that you have for making films, it's as good as anywhere in the country in this building. We wanted that available to you. Finally, and to me, the most important outcome that we were looking for with our scholars, and this group certainly got that, was community service. I worked at the White House with President Bush 41 and of course President Bush 43 in a different capacity, but 41 had this idea that he talked about all the time and still does, that the definition of a good life in this country must include service to others. And I could tell you a lot of examples of that and how he's lived his life that way. But let me just say this: you cannot fully understand your humanity until you help other people. Now, in the banking business, we're often looked at as having glass eyes and being Scrooge. That comes with the territory. But I can tell you that the satisfaction in my life has been from not only helping people with their finances, but it's been helping others in the community, whether it's youth groups or it's been helping with Habitat or with healthcare groups. It's giving back. You can only get the most out of life if you participate, and you can only get the most out of life if you understand servant leadership and give back to your community. And I heard that over and over today, parents, as the young people talked about their goals and what they wanted to do and their dreams and coming back to Eastern Kentucky. Well, how did we get here, and what's the context of Rogers Scholars? Well, it was, Lonnie, actually developed by a Democrat. I know that's hard for me to say as a partisan Republican, but there was a guy named Gardner, John Gardner, who worked for the Carnegie Foundation in the 1950s, and he was concerned because we had lost a lot of bright young men during World War II, and women. And he was concerned that we weren't going to have the leaders at the government level, at the federal or state or local level, and also the business level. We kind of went through a time where we weren't as optimistic about things that were going on, and the Carnegie Foundation worked on that. And when Lyndon Johnson became president, he asked him to come in and be the secretary of HEW, and he agreed, but he also said to the president, I want to start some youth development programs. And he did. Two of them. One was the President's Commission on Executive Exchange, where he took business leaders to the highest levels of government and let them work there for a year to learn how government works, and then took government leaders and put them in high business positions in the country so that they would understand each other and so that the country could grow to its potential after World War II during the 50s and 60s. The second program that he started is one that I challenge each of you to apply to in about 17 years. You're not quite old enough yet. But the ultimate leadership program in the country is called the White House Fellows Program. If you look it up on Google, you're going to find that it's been in existence since 1964. President Johnson started it. The very first class of the White House Fellows Program, one of the participants was Doris Kearns Goodwin. Now, if you watch Sunday television shows on politics, you'll know that Doris is on quite a bit. She wrote the book, A Team of Rivals, that I recommend to you on leadership, about Lincoln and his style of leadership and how he took the people who'd run against him for the presidency and got them in the cabinet and built consensus with them and made a huge difference in this country. Well, Doris is one of about 700 people now that have gone through the program. Other names that you might have heard of: Colin Powell, who was the Secretary of Defense and Secretary of State; Elaine Chao, who was our Secretary of Labor, who is married to Senator Mitch McConnell; Senator Sam Brownback. I could go on and on. They're military generals, the chiefs of staff, heads of major corporations. These people all got to go into government, work in Washington. Doris worked directly for President Johnson, was his fellow, more than an intern, was someone who actually gave policy advice. That's the program that I aspire to you to go into. The deal is that you go to Washington and you're paid and you work and you learn and you can invite anybody that you want, and they do, and they come and speak, and you travel abroad and you travel domestically and you learn about America, leadership America. Then you got to go home and you got to give back. It's part of this earn, learn, and serve. It's the serving process. Many of them go home and then come back to D.C. and then go back, but they're part of the leadership fabric in the country. Well, that was kind of the seminal program that got everything started. And after that program, there were several others that were developed. Kentucky was early in this. In 1970, one of the Kitty Corps of Louis Nunn's administration, Fred Karam, proposed the legislative intern program that's still running. You're paid to go to Frankfurt, you learn how the legislature works, and then you come back to your campus and you are involved on campus. That's another thing that you can do for leadership development as you get a little bit older and as you get into to college. That program was started in 1970. The next program that I'm challenging you to be part of is the Governor Scholars Program. Now, that program started in 1983 by Governor Brown. It actually came out of a proposal for Students for Eastern Kentucky. There was a group studying the brain drain in the 1980s because the war on poverty didn't work, and we had to do something. And they came up with this idea: we need to get the best and brightest students from Eastern Kentucky and help them develop. Does that sound familiar to you? And it was such a good idea that Governor Brown said, wait a minute, we're going to do this for the entire state. So it kind of got taken away from us in the 1980s, and it was formed. The next year, another major leadership program, Leadership Kentucky, that after you're in your own business or working, that's something to aspire to. It brings in about 30 people a year. They spend weeks traveling the state, learning about Kentucky, and they have a tremendous alumni association. And a lot of our leaders, government leaders from Kentucky, come through that program. Those were the leadership programs, the context that brings us to the Rogers Scholars Program that was started 15 years ago. Each of these programs is different, but they all have a similarity. They have a similarity because there are 3 stages of a leader's life. There's the learning stage, that's lifelong. You will always have that quest for knowledge because you're a leader. There's the earning stage, because yes, you do have to feed your family. And yes, the leadership that you're developing is going to help give you a better job. The technology that you've learned, the skills that you've learned will put you in that upper income bracket most likely. And you'll have more opportunities. There's the service component, and I think that's the most important component of understanding the need to give back to your community. You have to begin with your family, your faith in your family, and then your community. The fourth thing that is in common with all of these leadership programs is the myth of the hero. There's a philosopher who's dead now named Joseph Campbell who talks about every society, whether it's in China or Russia. We have someone who's connected to Russia here tonight. Every society has different myths. These myths teach values in the society. And one common myth in every society is the archetypal myth of the hero, where the hero is raised, brought up by his parents to do well, to do good, understands that there's a problem in the world, that there is a dragon to be slayed. The hero goes off and slays the dragon. There's all kinds of turmoil in between slaying the dragon. You've read stories like this in children's books. Every society has them. Then the key is the hero comes home and saves his family and his society. And that's the myth of the hero. Well, tonight my charge to you, my message to you is very simple. My message is that you are the brightest and best that we have in Kentucky. Not just your county, not just your school, but that we have in Kentucky. And some of the brightest and best that we have in the country. Each of you are a leader. You're even going to get a certificate tonight that says you're a leader. So when you go back to school, someone, if you're trying to lead a project, you can show them that you're certified. You're a bona fide leader. But really you are. You knew that before you got here. One of the outcomes that I didn't talk about that's a byproduct of all this is the confidence that you've gained this year, this week, and Lonnie talked about that. So you are a leader. To me, you are also a hero. You've gone away. You've slayed the first dragon. There are more dragons to slay. And we're waiting for you to come home because some of us are tired and we really need your help. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing me to be with you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan, for those encouraging words to our scholars. Welcome parents, families, and friends back to the Center for Rural Development. What a wonderful week these scholars have had, and it has been very exciting to see all of the new friendships that have been made in such a short amount of time. You will hear from the scholars shortly, but I would like to take this opportunity to recognize RRAs Aaron Burris and Stephen Crow. They have been instrumental in making sure everything is run smoothly this week, and I want to thank them for being a part of this program. Before we get started, I would also like to thank Lonnie for all of his hard work and dedication to the youth of our region, especially to the Rogers Scholars Program. I would like to thank all of the staff that have participated and helped during the program and the several months leading up to the program. In particular, Amy Ellis, which I don't believe she's here tonight, but she has put in a lot of work making sure that this year's youth programs were successful, and so far they have been, so I want to thank her. Scholars, can you believe it's already Friday? It's amazing how fast this week has passed by. And I know that many of you have told me not to bring it up, but you're not ready to leave. You've said that repeatedly, and we will miss you, and I know that you will miss the new friends you've made, but it's here. So last night I took a moment to look over some of the comments you wrote down as part of a reflection of the past week, and I would like to take just a moment to read some of the quotes that were pretty much consistent in each one of your statements. This week helped me realize the benefits of community service and becoming a good leader. I have made friends that will last a lifetime. It has given me a bigger outlook on college. I've gotten to participate in things I have never had the opportunity to do before. Rogers Scholars has pushed me out of my comfort zone and has helped me find my voice. I don't want to leave. I now have a new family, and you don't have to be from a big place to do big things. Scholars, I want to congratulate you on having such a successful week. You have bonded as a group and accomplished many great things. You have been challenged by many great leaders. You have experienced many new adventures, and you have made friendships that will last a lifetime. When you leave here tonight and head back into your communities, I want to challenge you to continue to develop your leadership skills and abilities, and never forget, in the words of Miss Sue Stivers, that you don't have to be from a big place to do big things. We hope that you continue to stay networked with everyone here at the center, as well as your fellow scholars. One way that we help you stay in touch is by hosting a youth programs reunion, and we will certainly get back in touch with you to let you know about the exciting details for this year's youth programs reunion. Parents, these scholars have indeed experienced many new things this week, and I am certain they will not forget the friendships they've made, nor will they forget the opportunities that lie ahead as a result of being part of this program. One of the requirements that the scholars have been tasked with to successfully complete the Rogers Scholars Program is to implement a community service project back in their hometown. We ask that you support your child and help them complete this project so that they will be eligible for the scholarships associated with this program. We have discussed the projects in great detail this week, and we just ask that we be notified of the progress by next May. It's very easy to submit the community service project by just going online to rogerscholars.com and entering the information in under the community service tab. Everyone here at the center is committed to community service, and we will be more than willing to provide assistance as needed. Before we begin with presentations, I would like to remind you that we have Houseboat fundraiser tickets outside the entrance of the theater on sale for $5 a ticket, and would encourage you to help us in supporting the Rogers Scholars Program. I know many of you have already purchased tickets on Sunday and tonight, and I want to thank you for that. So without any further ado, let's get started with presentations from our scholars. Our first presentation will be from our Rogers Scholars ambassadors. Our ambassadors are selected by their peers here this week and are to represent the 2012 of Rogers Scholars. We started the ambassador program in 2005, and they serve as a guiding force to program curriculum for Rogers Scholars and are responsible in helping plan the youth programs reunion. The ambassadors meet about 6 times a year and complete a community service project during each meeting. This year's ambassadors are Scotty Reams and Yulia Peravochkova. Please welcome the 2012 Week 1 ambassadors to the stage. They are going to guide us through some of their highlights from the week.
Well, we had planned for Yulia to go first, but since I got my microphone, I'm Scotty Reams, and I'm from Laurel County, Kentucky.
Hi, my name is Yulia Pedovoshikova. I'm from Round County. Alrighty, this is right after you guys left, and we had a get to know each other activity.
This is also on Sunday, and this man in the blue shirt is Nori Wake, and we just really did team building activities that were kind of challenging, but they were a lot of fun, and I learned a lot of names, and I was actually able to name every name the next morning, so I'm proud of that.
Yeah, before me. And then with the hula hoop, you might be wondering what we're doing, but it was a helium hula hoop, and we tried to make it go down to the floor, and it was really, really difficult.
The next day, which was Monday, we went to Nori Wake's farm, which is in Wayne County. I think it's a winery, like a grape farm kind of deal. And we did a lot of team building activities, and actually in this bottom left, you can see we're standing on logs, and we had to walk around those, holding on to each other. And if you fell off, you were blindfolded, and I was actually blindfolded because I'm not the best when it comes to balance. So here I am with the blindfold falling off 3 or 4 times, and my teammates were always there to help me.
Yep. And this one, we had to go through a cow pasture and guide our teammates through it, and it was really, really difficult.
In this one, you have Mary Madison on the bottom right, sporting our sturdy headgear. And let me flip my slide. I should have done that a minute ago. We did more team building activities, and also in the top left, you can see the ropes course that we did, which is actually 55 feet tall. And I actually made it to the top and seen the turtle that was there.
Yep. And then with Mr. Hatberg and his EPH students came from Berea, and we had outside of the box activities, and we also made products, and we had to advertise it, and that's what you see in the bottom right corner.
Also on Tuesday, after Dr. Hackbird, we did a college fair where we went around to different booths and got different information about colleges and where they're located and scholarship opportunities and many things like that.
So before this program, when I went to fancy dinner, I didn't know which fork to use, and I always thought that I only needed one fork. But we had Sue Stivers, and she taught us manners at when you go out to eat. And then we did ballroom dancing, as you can see.
On Wednesday, we had speakers from various organizations. In the top left corner, you can see Carlos Cameron from Unite, and on the right is Eul Balltrip from NIHS, Jim Tackett on the bottom left from Forward in the Fifth, Jeff Crow in the middle from TOR SEKY, and Pat Bradley from SKED.
And then we had the honor of meeting Governor Collins, who is the first and only woman governor in Kentucky. She taught us to dream big, and I believe she is a very inspirational woman, especially for young ladies in this program.
And I'm no young lady, but I do love Martha Lane Collins. On Wednesday evening, we did a pride cleanup at Conley Bottom, which is just where you clean up lake lines. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. I know in Laurel County we have Laurel Lake, and we do that once a year.
It was really exciting to have a webcam chat with NASA, and then we spoke to Mr. Chowing from Campbellsville.
On Friday, which was this morning, Lonnie talked to us about our community service projects and how we were going to initiate them back into our own communities. And actually, we had Kenny Davis from the 1972 Olympic basketball team to come speak to us. And I hate to be biased, but he was actually my favorite speaker from the week, and he really taught me a lot, and I'm just glad he could come and speak with us.
And then we have our wonderful RAs, Aaron on the top right, jumping, and then we have Stephen on the bottom right, and then we have Delaney. They're so wonderful to us this week, so I really enjoyed the week with you guys.
And I also enjoyed you guys both, and Aaron, I had a fun time with you today telling you about Gloria and the laundry bags. I'll share the story with you guys. Last night I got into a mood to write thank you cards for everyone, which we were encouraged to do. So I decided I would write the hotel receptionist one, and her name was actually Gail, and I wrote one to Gloria and left it on her desk this morning. So Gloria will be getting a nice thank you card from someone who doesn't even work at the hotel.
And then they are again.
And that's actually Amy, who was talked about earlier, beside of Lonnie.
And then we have our healthcare majors, the engineering, and our video production.
This is a picture of us at Conley Bottom. You can see in the background, and I just noticed the sunglasses. I think we took another one.
And then there's us. I'm going to miss you guys.
I'm going to miss you guys too. This has been a good week for me, and I'm just so glad I could meet all of you people, and I hope to stay in touch for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Thank you all very much. Scholars have the opportunity to spend a considerable amount of time in one of 3 majors this week. All majors are taught by experts in their field, and we have engineering, healthcare, and video production. Each major has worked really hard to create a presentation to let you know exactly what they have learned this week. The first group to present is the engineering major. The engineering students were taught this year by Dr. Bruce Walcott and his staff from University of Kentucky. So let's please welcome the engineering majors to the stage.
My name is Bethany Cox and I'm from Pulaski County.
My name is Catherine Setak and I'm from Pulaski County.
I'm Colby Creeds from Wolfe County.
I'm Rebecca Dunmore from Pulaski County.
My name is Madison Miller and I'm from Rockcastle County.
Once again, I'm Scotty Reams from Laurel County.
I'm Cody Baker from Letcher County.
I'm Yulia Pedovoshikova from Round County.
I'm Patrick Toy from Bath County.
I'm Layman Hubbs from Clinton County.
I'm Sarah Gabbard from Jackson County.
And I'm Michael Witt from Estill County, and I'll be starting our presentation. Engineering. What is engineering? Engineering is application of math and sciences to better the world and solve problems.
Oh, wait, I do that. Sorry. Okay, the types or flavors of engineering are agriculture and biosystems, civil, computer and electrical, mining, chemical and materials, and mechanical. But this week we mainly focused on the big 4, which are civil, electrical, chemical, and mechanical.
Agriculture and biosystem engineers work to improve methods of farming, food safety, water quality, and genetic modification.
Civil engineering deals with design, construction, and maintenance of man-made structures. Civil engineering is the most popular type of engineering. Some of the examples include roads, bridges, dams, skyscrapers, and canals.
An example of civil engineering is a freestanding tower. We split into 4 groups when we had to build a freestanding tower out of Connects. We were given 5 minutes to collaborate and design a plan. We had 1 minute to build a tower without talking. My group learned that it was hard to build a tower without talking, and we needed a sturdy bottom.
Alright, next up we have computer and electrical engineers. And basically what they do, they deal with technology of electricity and software, especially the design and application of circuitry and equipment. You can thank electrical engineers for your righteous iPads, iPhones, computers, and gaming systems that we all use every day.
For our electrical activity, we actually rewired a computer circuit that could actually go in a computer and still work, which I find incredible because I barely know where the power button is.
We also learned about mining engineering, and we didn't focus on this one as much, but we learned that it's concerned with the discovery, development, and extraction of minerals, coal, and ores. And of course, you can mine coal, gold, silver, diamonds, and oil. And this was like really important to Kentucky because we get 90% of our energy from coal, and mining engineers help the mines to produce more, and they make it safer.
Okay, chemical and materials engineering. Chemical engineering uses chemistry, physics, mathematics, and biology to convert raw materials into more efficient products. Materials engineering uses properties of matter to create and improve substances, such as cosmetics, medicines, and foods. This is also a great undergraduate major if you want to go into medical school.
One activity we did with chemical engineering with Dr. Beck and Dr. Kalika was we took a beaker full of water and just added sodium chloride and put different types of metals such as zinc, magnesium, and steel and watched how the water and sodium affected the different types of metals. Some of the types of metals were affected more than others, some weren't even changed at all, but some were completely dissolved in the water in sodium chloride.
Another activity we did had to do with shape memory alloy. We were shown a small wire that was bent into a UK logo, and we were told to unbend the shape. Once it was thoroughly twisted, Dr. Beck set the wire on a table and applied heat to it with a hairdryer. The wire immediately started to reshape itself back into the UK logo. The wire was made of nickel metal hydride, which always forms back into its original shape when heat is applied. This metal memory can be used to make a small device called the Helix heart patch, which is used to fix a hole in the heart without surgery.
Mechanical engineering is a branch of engineering that uses the principles of physics and material science to design a mechanical system. Mechanical engineering uses heat to design and produce machines and tools. Examples of mechanical engineering is cars and boats. Also, mechanical is one of the flavors, and it is the oldest of engineering.
Benefits of being an engineer. Engineers can get into medical school much easier than pre-med students. It pays very well, it's hands-on, it's in high demand, it's challenging but very rewarding, and it has very good job security. But the most important is, it saves more lives than doctors do.
The engineering majors are Patrick Toy, Catherine Seatak, Sarah Gabbard, Cody Baker, Yulia Paravoshikova, Bethany Cox, Layman Hubbs, Colby Creech, Madison Miller, Rebecca Dunmore, Scotty Reams, and Michael Witt. Thank you.
Great job, guys. Thank you. Our next major presentation will be healthcare. This year our healthcare major was coordinated by Karen Adams and Jerry Musterman from the Southern Kentucky Area Health Education Center and taught by staff from Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital and staff from Somerset Community College. So let's please welcome the healthcare major to the stage.
Hello, I'm Brittany Pittman from Pulaski County.
I'm Taylor Agathan from Taylor County.
I'm Mandy Rigsby from Metcalfe County.
I'm Courtney Wright from Pike County.
I'm Rebecca Ponder from Rockcastle County.
I'm Jessica Pope from Knox County.
I'm Madison Allen from Russell County.
I'm Jacob Valerio from Unity County.
I'm Brooklyn Chitwood representing McCreary County.
And lastly, I'm Luke Landis from Jessamine County.
This week we had the privilege to go to Somerset Community College.
the college, we discussed anatomy, physical therapy, and surgeon technology.
In anatomy, we got to dissect a pig heart, which is very similar to the human heart.
We learned about the anatomy of the human heart. We learned it has 4 main chambers and many central valves, of which includes the largest valve, which is the aorta.
After we dissected the heart, we took it to get x-rayed. We had a before and after x-ray.
Okay, when we were at the college, we learned about physical therapy assistants and what they do. We learned where several muscles are located and how they help us. Some of these muscles are the biceps, triceps, and quadriceps.
At the community college, we learned about shock therapy, in which they manipulated our electrical impulses and made our hands rise without our control. We learned to check reflexes also by tapping the tendon below the kneecap, which causes muscles to contract your leg to kick forward.
Okay, when we were at the college, we also learned how physical therapists use goniometers to test flexibility. We actually got to use the goniometers to test the flexibility of each other's hips and knees.
A surgical tech helps the doctor in many ways. They set up the surgery environment, making everything sterile. Surgical techs hand the doctor tools needed during surgery. The hands-on activity included practicing putting in staples.
After we left SCC, we got to go to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital.
While at the hospital, we studied nursing and cardiopulmonary.
We got to meet a lot of experienced nurses and got to see the tools that they use. In this process, we got to practice putting a breathing tube into a patient.
At the cardiopulmonary department, we met a respiratory therapist who showed us how she issues breathing tests on people with respiratory problems. I actually got to have one of these tests done on me.
We toured some of the emergency rooms and learned about all the machines they use. An example is the GladScope. The GladScope is a pipe with a camera on the end of it, so you can lower it and you can lower another pipe down to see what you're doing. Then I had an ultrasound on my heart. Then we learned about echocardiopulmonary.
While learning about echocardiopulmonary, we were taught how to do an echocardiogram, but the picture was actually upside down. During this, we learned the parts and functions of a human heart. There's 4 chambers, and we also learned about the valves. We also saw the aorta, which is the main organ for sending blood. We actually got to see Jacob's heart beat, and we saw the organs actually functioning.
When we were at the hospital, we also got to listen to a therapist talk about his job and the 3 different types of therapy, which are physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy.
Physical therapists work with the entire body. They help people with injuries or disabilities build and maintain mobility.
Speech therapists work with people from the neck up. They work with people who have speech, voice, and language disorders. Occupational therapists work with patients who have physical, mental, or developmental conditions.
We participated in ultrasounds. This technology is very advanced and does not harm the patient. We also looked at CAT scans and x-rays. CAT scans are very advanced and allow the doctor to see the patient's body in 3D. X-rays can show broken bones and cancerous tumors. Radiology is very important in the medical field.
A physician's assistant is very similar to a nurse practitioner. PAs perform annual physicals and other smaller level appointments. PAs are working more and more in order to cut down on the doctor's workload. We also practiced in a hands-on activity with suturing wounds.
Wednesday afternoon, our healthcare group toured a microbiology lab. It is a little known fact that these labs are some of the more important facilities of a hospital. These labs enable microbiologists to efficiently diagnose various cellular samples derived from patients and artificial cultures.
Later that Wednesday, we explored the catheter lab. Here, we learned the various uses of catheters and their importance in the medical field, along with the knowledge of their vital significance to modern cardiosurgical procedures. Catheters are small tubes used to drain fluids and guide inner-body procedures with the assistance of small camera systems fixated on the heads of the catheters. Catheters are commonly used in cardiothoracic surgeries, which are surgeries relating to the heart and torso.
1, 2, 3.
We are the future doctors.
Thank you all. Our final presentation will be our digital video production major. This major was taught by Joel Bashir, so let's please welcome the video production major to the stage. And while they're walking up here, I'd also like to thank all of the staff members at the hospital, the college, Joel Bashir, and Dr. Walcott and his staff from UK for helping out with this year's majors.
I'm Brock Finley, and I'm representing Lawrence County.
I'm Caroline Parker, and I represent Pulaski County.
My name is Cheyenne Cheney, and I represent Wayne County.
I'm Jacob Schneider, and I represent Bell County.
I'm Jacinda Warner, and I represent Lee County.
I'm Teddy Woods, and I represent Clay County.
I'm Channing Everidge, and I represent Knott County.
I'm Catherine Stockham from Pulaski County. My name is Paige Ward, and I'm from Martin County.
My name is Chase Turner, and I'm from Morgan County.
My name is Corey Sears, and I'm from Whitley County.
My name is Mary Madison Lyons, and I'm representing Monroe County.
This week during video production, we were able to film and act out our own video that we created. It was a lot of fun and everyone enjoyed it.
I'd like to introduce my team right now. There's myself, Brock, and then we have Caroline to my left, we have Cheyenne to my right, and my friend Jacob on the far end.
This past week in video production, we've been filming a short little clip, and it's called The Clown Games, so please enjoy.
Silence! Welcome to the ultimate boy-girl battle. Now then, our guys shall be Brock and Jacob. And our ladies shall be Cheyenne and Mary Madison.
No! Mary Madison? I volunteer as tribute.
Well then, may the odds be ever against you. Round one, rock, paper, scissors. No! Yes! Oh, yes! Round two, staring contest.
And now for round three, a fight to the death.
Yes! Good thing I know Kung Fu.
I beat you once, I can do it again.
Oh, are we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing that.
Oh, okay.
This is stupid. We all need to work together.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We've got to work together to beat this clown.
Well, I say we hit him in the face with a pie.
Alright, you come with me. We're gonna go make a pie. You two, figure out how to distract him somehow.
Right. Alright. Who won now, punk?
Yeah. Yes! Yes! Finally! I've been waiting for this moment!
Plank.
Round one. Rock, paper, scissors.
Let's do this. Team go. That's a pretty nice improv though.
What are you gonna say?
Our team consisted of Channing, Catherine, Teddy, and Jacinda.
Well, we had a lot of fun shooting our movie, and we also got to thank Brock and Jacob for guest starring in it. And I hope that you recognize some of the characters, and yeah.
Enjoy the show.
My name is Forrest Gump.
What's with the blue glove? I mean, it's like 90 degrees outside.
Mama always said ain't nothing wrong with a blue glove. You know, I was on a boat one time, and I felt like I was flying. Boy, this ain't no shrimping boat.
Jack?
Jenny? Mama always said life is like a blue glove. Sometimes it smacks you in the face. That's all I have to say about that.
What else have you done?
I am a sparkly vampire. Watch me sparkle.
He must eat a lot of peas and carrots. That was really weird.
And then what happened?
I was in a fancy singing competition one time.
Next up to audition is Forrest Gump.
I'm a sing, call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But you're not Jenny, so I'm going now.
Can I see it?
Just, no, dog, no. No.
I think that was absolutely wonderful.
How can I put this nicely? It was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I mean, who told you that you could sing? This is just ridiculous.
And I sang a duet with Lady Gaga, too. And that was really fun. And that's all I have to say about that.
So, what else?
And then, I was bit by a spider.
A spider?
And funny things started happening.
Like what?
Well, such a nice day. Ah! Something bit me! Ah!
I'm gonna go back to 5.
And that's how I saved Jenny.
Oh. Wait a minute. That was Titanic, Twilight, American Idol, and Spider-Man. You made all of that up. Come on, let's go.
We're in the video Echo major production, and this is our group. This is Corey. I'm Chase. This is Paige, and this is Mary Madison. And in this major, we were given a prop and a famous movie quote, and we had to use them both in about a 5-minute movie. And I'd like to thank Joel, the supervisor, for helping us. And our prop was a kind of a straw hat, and our famous movie quote was, "You want the truth, you can't handle the truth." And we kind of went for a comedy approach like the other two. I hope you enjoy. My name is Chase Turner, and I'm looking for love. Watch out, ladies. Hey. What's up? What are you reading? Huh? What's your name? Is that interesting? I've been there.
What a dork.
Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, what's up? I'll call you.
Hey, girl, I've not heard from you in a while.
What's up, girl? Me and me?
Hold on.
Come on.
Someone's trying to dance with me.
Come on.
No.
Come on. You know you
No.
Come on, you know you want to.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh. Ta-da!
I hate you. Whoa.
Why can't I get a girlfriend? Am I meant to be alone forever? Just give me a sign. What's this? It's a magic hat.
Improves your skills with the ladies. You owe me, bro.
Wow. Everything's different. It is the hat.
Hey, I just met you.
Yeah?
And this is crazy.
Yeah?
But here's my number.
So call me, baby. Oh, you're so adorable. Look at you. You're just so
Wait. It is his hat. Come on. Hey, come back. Look.
You're so cool. Can we start? Well.
Wait. You know, as much as I like the attention from those girls, I'd rather them like me for me than for this hat. Oh, hey, dude. What's up, man? What's your name?
Jacob.
Take this hat. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Hey, there you go. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
I knew he couldn't handle it.
Every year we do a Doug Reese Memorial Scholarship Award, and Doug Reese was on our board like Mr. Duncan from the very beginning until his death in January of 2006. At his death, he served as our board chairman, and some of our board members wanted to pay a lasting tribute to Doug Reese, so they started this Doug Reese Memorial Scholarship Award. And to introduce our Doug Reese Memorial Scholarship Award, I want to invite Stephen Crow up to present that award.
Good evening. A. Douglas Reese was well known throughout southern and eastern Kentucky as a prominent attorney, civil leader, and raconteur. Doug was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, son of Albert and Opal Montgomery Reese, in 1943. Doug's family moved to Jackson County, Kentucky when he was a child. Doug passed away suddenly on January 4, 2006. He is survived by one daughter, Amy, and one son, Adrian, as well as one brother, Gary Reese. Doug earned his bachelor's degree at Eastern Kentucky University in 1964. After graduation from Tyner High School in his native Jackson County, he earned his law degree from the University of Louisville Brandeis School of Law in 1971, where he was a member of Pi Alpha Delta legal fraternity. He was a consummate politician. Just after his admission into the bar in 1971 and through 1986, Reese was a private practice in Clay County and Laurel County and served as city attorney for Manchester for 5 years during that time. In 1980, Doug moved to Manchester to London, Kentucky. His law practice in 1980 was one of the largest coal law practices in eastern Kentucky. From 1986 until 1993, he was senior managing partner of Reese, Lang, and Breeding, a corporate business and banking practice aimed primarily at the coal and energy business, with offices in London, Corbin, Versailles, Manchester, Nicholasville, Danville, and Lexington, Kentucky. He served on the board of directors of the Center of Rural Development from 1995 to 2005 and was board chairman from July 1994 until his death. He was named to the executive board of the Kentucky Native American Arts and Crafts Center at General Butler State Park in 2003. Reese was also a board member of the Sanders Brown Center of Aging at the University of Kentucky from 1992 to 1998, appointed by the governor to the Kentucky Appalachia Task Force and the Regional Crime Commission from 1972 to 1974, the Kentucky Appalachia Commission from 1996 to 2004. And I would like to congratulate Taylor Agathan.
The Doug Reese Scholarship Award is a $250 scholarship to any Kentucky college or university of her choice, and a dulcimer that's donated by Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College. Taylor, congratulations. And I don't think we mentioned it in the comments, but this award is based on the highest scoring application to the Rogers Scholars Program, and Taylor received the absolute highest score of all Rogers Scholars this year. So she is to be commended, very much so.
We're going to conclude tonight's ceremony with the presentation of certificates to the Rogers Scholars. I would like to welcome Aaron Burris to the stage to read off the names of this year's scholars as we present them their certificates.
Cody Baker, Catherine Seatack, Bethany Cox. Colby Creech. Rebecca Dunmore. Sarah Gabbard. Layman Hubbs. Madison Miller. Yulia Perevoshevika. Yeah, I got it. Scotty Reams. Patrick Toy. Michael Witt. Taylor Agathan. Madison Allen. Brooklyn Chitwood.
Luke Landis. Brittany Pittman. Rebecca Ponder. Jessica Pope. Mandy Rigsby. Jacob Valerio. Courtney Wright. Cheyenne Cheney. Channing Everett. Brock Finley. Mary Madison Lines. Caroline Parker. Jacob Snyder. Corey Sears, Catherine Stockham, Chase Turner, Paige Ward, Jacinda Warner, Teddy Woods, Hey Rogers Scholars, we're glad you are here.
Before we close, there are a few folks that I really need to thank, if you don't mind. If you'll indulge me for just a few minutes. First and foremost, our speaker tonight, Mike Duncan. Please give Mike a round of applause for being with us this evening. Next, Congressman Rogers and the Center's Board of Directors that have believed so much in this program that they continue to support it. Please thank those folks, if you will. University of Kentucky, and particularly the College of Engineering, South Kentucky RECC, who has raised over $150,000 holding golf tournaments to support this program, the Moan Family Foundation, AT&T, Mr. Milton Huffaker, Conley Bottom Resort, Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital, Somerset Community College, AHEC, and all of our speakers this week. Please thank those folks. And then I want to take just a moment to thank Delaney for all of his intense hard work. He has done a tremendous job. He's learned really, really quickly in the short time that he's been here, and he's done an absolutely great job. Thank Delaney, if you will. And as Delaney said, I don't think Amy was able to get back, but Amy Ellis has been absolutely instrumental in the success of the programs, not just this one, but all of the youth programs this summer. She jumped in there when our other youth programs coordinator left in February and has kept the program going. Please thank Amy Ellis. The RAs, Aaron Burris and Stephen Crow. Thank you, guys. And then all of the center staff, that it takes an absolute team effort to put on these programs. Would you thank the center staff? And lastly, parents, thank you. We truly appreciate your support. for allowing your students to come here, for bringing them over and coming back and get them, and then your support. And as Delaney said, please support them in these community service projects. We have 16 Kentucky colleges and universities, and I guess we ought to thank those folks as well, but we have 16 Kentucky colleges and universities offering scholarships for this program, graduates now. Please thank them, and parents, thank you so much. God bless you. The 2012 Rogers Scholars Week 1.